Okay, so good morning, everyone. Okay, so welcome to IPM 2026. So today I would like to discuss a few things that I've been observing, especially when it comes to how people take these IPM tests. What are the issues they usually face when they are giving the IPM tests? So there are a few things. First of all, you have given three tests so far. We started with GS2 because it is a easy subject to prepare, absorb, because during prelims preparation, you would have developed the ability to revise GS2 within 3 4 days, the entire Indian polity part. So, but when it comes to mains, it has a different orientation. So you have to analyze issues in depth, all issues related to GS2, and definitely it would have taken a bit extra time. Number one thing, if you have to do well in IPM test, you should have good notes ready with you for all the subjects. And considering that we have been giving at least 6 to 7 days gap between every test, so that you get sufficient time, because when you look back at your prelims preparation, so you were able to do entire revision of polity in 3 to 4 days. Now if we have split entire GS2 into three parts, that means nearly 20 to 22 days gap is there for all the GS2. So for every test, you have got 3 to 4 days extra, right? Let us say 2 to 3 days prelims preparation, and then extra 3 to 4 days for going in depth for all the topics and also updating those topics. Because most of the GS2 topics will have some, no, not some, will definitely have a dynamic part to them, because we see lots of amendments made, lots of court interpretations, case laws, and then committee reports, and then certain developments related to those areas. So the one who constantly updates and retains and shows in their answers always have an advantage. So if you look at the mains marks, GS2 you can score up to 120. GS1 somewhere between 85 to 90 is an achievement. Similarly, GS3 also around 90, 95 if you score, that's an excellent marks. GS4 again around 120 to 135. So it is a realistically achievable score in GS4. And the mains marks is coming down from 920s, 940s to 860s. So 863 is the highest mains marks in 2024 mains. So which indicates that in the mains, between GS papers and essay and optional papers, there is huge competition, and every single mark, the value of every single mark is exponentially increasing year after year. So to be in the list, you have to have an advantage and develop certain skills to score extra 10 20 marks in each and every paper. So essay, the target should be 130 plus. As I said, GS1 somewhere between 85 to 90. So now if you analyze most of the marks cards in GS1 or GS2, you will see many people would have scored around 70 in GS1, around 90 in GS2. So now how are you going to score that extra 20 marks or extra 10 marks or 15 marks in GS1 or 20 marks in GS2, right? So it comes to many factors. One is perfect conceptual clarity, the strong basics. So you should always go back to basics. For every IPM test, again, revisit your NCERT textbooks, clear your concepts. Just because it's a mains test, don't ignore the basics part. So that is why integrating it with the prelims preparation is very vital, very important. So that is why IPM is a kind of game changer, because it allows you to brush up, remember, and revise your basics as well as move to the advanced part. The second thing is that thoroughly updated notes. Last year GS2 notes, if you use as it is going to be useless for next year mains. So you have to update every month till the next mains. So GS 1 2 3 and even ethics also, because every day in news you see one or two news which have definitely have some ethical perspective. So see certain news from the ethical perspective and try to, see them as case studies, or try to gain certain ethics related understanding. So the knowledge of certain key concepts. So they will be embedded or hidden in certain editorials or certain analysis. So you should have an eye to uh, read between lines and update your notes. So second point is thoroughly updated content. So third one is daily practice. If you're not practicing on a daily basis, your performance in every week test is going to be very bad, poor. The reason is that anything that you would like to experiment for the first time in the examination hall should have been experimented on a daily basis through practice of 4 to 5 answers on a daily basis. So for example, let us say you want to create an illustration, uh, draw a diagram or a flow chart. So in the examination, when you are trying to do that, it consumes lots of time because you have to invest time in thinking, imagination. So that time invested in that imagining new thing, or being creative, should have been done on a daily basis, so that you are very quick in the examination hall. And practicing introductions, you want to write a very good introduction, but you are trying to do it in the examination hall, like when you are answering a question paper. So that is not the way forward. Every day you practice quality introductions. So again, editorials, NCRT textbooks, some such standard textbooks, not books like uh, Lakshmikant, but books like DD Basu or some other reference books. So they provide certain quality sentences, or quality leads for you to write analytical introductions. So that is another thing. So everyday practice is must for you to improve certain nuanced things in the examination, the fine things in the examination. So that is where you increase your 10 to 20 marks. So without practicing, you go and write every test, the score is obviously stuck 60s and 70s and 80s. So to gain an advantage, to gain certain edge, so that comes only through daily practice. So that in the examination hall, it is you know fine tuned answer, and some answer that is already rehearsed, but you are only adding extra bits in the examination hall. The fourth comes to understanding the demand of the question, correctly preparing the structure for the answer. So I see many people failing in structuring their answer. And also the fifth one is the presentation. So both are interrelated. So structuring is very important. There is a statement based question, and then there is a directive word: directly, comment, analyze, discuss. So you have a question, a statement. So there is no lead per se. It says there is a statement. So Indian democracy is under threat. Discuss, for example. So how are you going to create multiple parts here? So the directive words actually gives the hint. So if it is discuss, you have to give little background. You have to talk about the nature of democracy. Why is it under threat? What are the threats? And also, uh, if you don't address these threats, what is going to be the consequence and the way forward? So discuss will have multiple parts. So then comes the analyze. Analyze also dividing answer into parts, but it has you are very minutely at a very minute level, at a basic level, you are analyzing, breaking into parts, but then you are also providing your opinion. So this is basically analysis. So in the analysis, the reasoning is very important, the why part, why something is happening some in this way, right? So the how part is important in the discuss part, in addition to why. So again, comment, it is just like commenting and having your opinion, and then again justifying your opinion. So understand the directive word, and accordingly you have to structure, and also allocating the weightage. Which part of the question should be given more weightage? Is it the background? Is it the way forward? Is it the consequence part, right? So that intelligence you need to develop. It is also common sense. So the tendency usually is to write more where we know more. So you have to totally destroy the tendency, because UPSC question, when you are answering, it is not about filling the page with what you know. It is about exactly addressing the demand of the question. So you have to make it a habit to address the demand of the question constantly, right? So even if it is a very brief answer, very succinct, very concise answer, right? So if it is meeting the demand, then that is the correct answer. And then there is also in the real examination, when you are writing, don't be in a rush to answer all the questions. So the focus must be on quality in the beginning test. IPM, there are so many tests, 40 plus tests. So when you are giving, I think till let's say 15th or 20th test, let the focus be on writing quality answer rather than completing the question paper. So there is a student psychology, aspirant psychology, where they try to maximize marks by answering maximum number of questions. So that's a wrong strategy. So you need to maximize marks by writing maximum quality answers, right? If it is 10 questions, it's okay to write 5 to 6 maximum answers, but quality answers, instead of writing 8 answers where you write substandard stuff in all the answers. So rather than that, because out of 10, for 4 answers you will definitely know very good answer. I mean, the relevant as per the demand of the question. So try to achieve that in 4 answers. Then in the remaining 1 or 2 questions, so try to do your best rather than trying to answer every question. So out of 10, the target should be 5, 5.5, or maximum 6, right? So that should be your target instead of getting 3, 4 marks. So that is how you maximize marks. And if you're concerned about the speed, right? What I've seen, if you write all IPM tests eventually as per the timetable, so small ups and downs are very much part of the journey. It's okay. If you write all the tests in a natural progression, in a very natural way, you will see that in the end, when you are writing final leg of tests, you will be answering minimum 16 to 18 answers and easily 20 answers in 3 hours. So, by then you would have covered lots of topics through writing, by reading, by revising. You would have eliminated certain lacunae in your approach when you were approaching the paper in the examination, or whether consuming lots of time in writing introduction, or figuring out how to write the conclusion, or figuring out how to structure your answer, or figuring out how to accommodate a diagram or something, or thinking about a quality example. So these issues would have been taken care. Most likely they will be taken care by the time you are in the last leg of the test. So combined together, they will give you lots of time, to think of a better answer. So I've seen that in IPM and YLM, those who have written maximum tests, they usually save 5 to 10 minutes in the actual real examination. So there are many fans of IPM also. So they keep, enrolling in 1 or 2 or 3 attempts. This year, I think ranked 59 in the third time IPM. As a student of IPM, as a fan of IPM, she was able to secure rank 59, and her marks is really good across all GS papers. So it eventually pays off, because ultimately this is a competition where if you score low in interview, you are eliminated. If you score low in essay, you are eliminated. Again, essay and ethics are very important, and we have integrated thoroughly well. So the upcoming test is essay test 1. So for essay test, how to prepare? You need to have certain basic strategy for it. So the number one, make a list of around 40 to 50 keywords from previous year topics, right? And words like truth, justice, freedom, all these knowledge, courage, happiness, all these whatever keywords that we come across, power, adversity, hope, reason, so many words are there. So for those words, create a philosophical content. When I say philosophical content, you can say 3 category. One, philosophical quote. One is the philosophical concepts related to the word. Third one is the philosophers, moral philosophers, and also their story also. Like if you are reason, the word reason. So Immanuel Kant, Critique of Pure Reason, that is his book. So what are the three core ideas in the book? And also about Immanuel Kant, like, who was he? What was he like? How did he die? Some people have died by committing suicide also. Some people who advocated for pessimism, or some who advocated for happiness in life by maximizing pleasure. So there are interesting stories about philosophers also. In essay, they all help you write engaging arguments when you bring the story of philosophers also. Second one is the psychological concepts. The word reason or emotion, courage or happiness. They're also emotional emotions, and also there are certain human qualities. So wherever there are two things. One is human value, and there is human quality. When there is a human value, more of philosophical content. When there is human quality, more of psychology concept must be there. Like there is something called cognitive biases. So we everyone of us have certain cognitive biases. So what are those biases? Why we are biased, and what is the consequence of these biases? So many topics you can actually use those cognitive biases. You can search YouTube. I had done 7 years, 6 years ago, some videos about cognitive biases. You can search cognitive bias, GB Vinay Kumar or something. That is there in our YouTube channel. So that is another thing. And the third dimension is literature. So English literature, a component of English literature is kind of must in most of the philosophical essay topics. So the reason is that I believe it is English professors who are going to evaluate the essay paper. Okay. So these three areas are important, but add to them the sociological dimension and also technological dimension. So combined together, these five areas are important for philosophical topics because they create more of original content for your essay. Or you can go with political, economic, and other approach, but you know that majority of the UPSC aspirants are absorbed and consume lots of polity, economy, and geography, environment stuff, and that is very obvious ideas to bring in your essay. So something non-obvious is literature, psychology, and philosophy, and they are very much related to the topic. So it is just to ensure more originality in your essay. So you have to go with. So now to practice for the essay paper, if it is related to GS2 type topics, you can pick from previous year paper some easy topic. I think you should brainstorm at least 5 topics before coming to the examination hall. No need to write full paper. At least brainstorm the essay topics, right? And to cover syllabus before the test, so there is this clinical approach. I firmly believe it should be more of a selective approach. What I mean is that you should not read each and every topic for the test, because there are 3 iterations. In the first iteration, you go with PYQs, and second round, the most important topics that, because by virtue of them being in news, or because of their significance itself, certain topics are significant in themselves because they are very important from the society perspective, from the human life perspective, socio-economic issue perspective. So you know the significance, even if it is not in the news. So one is PYQ, significance of the issue. Third one, if it is in the news. So these 3 dimensions. So make a list of some topics. So comprehensively, in depth, prepare those topics rather than let us say you have polity, first constitution, and the background and other stuff. Don't read Lakshmikant into it. That is useless, right? So that won't you won't be able to complete the syllabus. So in the second iteration, when something is left out, you can do it. And so prelims, mind you, I mean, mm, don't even if you have cleared prelims last time, missed prelims by very small margin, Never ever miss a single prelims test. Now, this till December mains, after December prelims is an outdated approach. Now the gap between prelims and mains is reducing significantly. It must be integrated preparation, right? From day one mains, from day one prelims preparation. You cannot afford to delineate, compartmentalize, prepare in silos, right? So that's a wrong approach. There is nothing wrong in investing around 6 hours in a week for prelims test, 2 hours test, 4 hours analysis of the paper, right? And every day prelims PYQ, mains PYQ is must related to the subject. So only in this way you will be able to, you will understand the complementarity between prelims and mains. If you prepare this way, you will get lots of basic concepts, lots of interesting facts. Let's say prelims supplies these concepts and facts for the mains answer, and mains in turn, when you write prepare mains test, it provides the depth necessary for analyzing certain analytical questions in prelims also, right? Some questions require lots of depth to know. And also mains provides you the certainty of knowledge. So what I mean by that is that mains, when you prepare for mains, it is to remember, to retain, and to recollect and reproduce. In the examination hall, you cannot just go and create something out of nowhere. So you have to know certain examples. So I think both perfectly complement. And anything you say is an excuse not to give a prelim test, not to prepare for prelims. So as I said, it takes hardly 3-4 days for you to revise entire quality. uh, See that, I mean, see it from this perspective. Assume that in November, December there is a prelims examination, right? And also mains examination. For both you are preparing. So you are going to prepare twice from that sense. By next May, if you follow IPM as per the timetable, go on giving each and every test, right? You are 100% going to be in a very comfortable position by March or April. And after prelims, you will see that because we are ending mains test by end of March here. After prelims, it is only 1.5 month lag, and you are in a very good position to pick up yourself and do really well in the mains test series that you write during that time. And during that time, the focus will be more on, in your case, adding extra value to your answers, right? Not again starting from scratch, making notes, not like that. So you will be in a very suitable position, comfortable position to achieve that extra 10-20% marks in each and every paper. So that is how the IPM is designed. I hope see you see the value in the test series. And also another thing is that give the test irrespective of how much you are prepared, right? Don't make anything an excuse, like you haven't completed syllabus, don't skip the test. If you skip 2 tests, you are not going to write the rest of the IPM. If you skip 3 or 4 tests, absolutely you are not going to write the IPM. So you'll keep postponing. You will again, that is some kind of cognitive bias. I don't know the name, right? You'll keep telling yourself that you'll prepare well and then give these exams later, because anyway they have 1 year validity. So then again next year you come with extension or conversion or something. So that is an injustice to yourself. So instead, even if you have prepared only 20%, 30%, all you need to prepare is actually 60%, maximum 60% of the syllabus, right? And then come and achieve around 45 to 50% in the examination. So you don't have to prepare 100%. You cannot prepare 100%. As I said, the most important topics, if you are preparing, so that means 90% of the preparation is done, right? That is where you are going to maximize marks in the examination. And even in prelims, you cannot prepare for all the 100 questions. You cannot give all, you cannot get all 100 questions right, no matter how genius you are, right? So all you need is 60 absolutely correct answers in prelims to score around 120, right? Assuming that it is 100% accurate. Assuming it is 80% accurate, so you need to get around, like 50-55, right? If you are answering 60-65. So see it from that perspective, right? So remove all these biases within yourself and be consistent. Honesty in your effort, consistency in your effort, and consistent improvement in your effort. That improvement comes only with consistent effort, right? And also we have mentorship within the IPM. So avail, call the mentors, fix a slot and talk to them. They'll be useful. So combined together, you are going to definitely, pass this examination with very good rank, provided you make use of the program. So wish you all the best. So all of your doubts, please, if you have any, you can type them. We will collect them, and we will create answers to them, right? And I'll be again conducting a session. So today, July 5th, yeah. So again, August 5th, I'll be conducting another session. So I joined the IPM late, already missed 3 tests. What should I do? Do I read the last 3 exams and then start or continue? Okay, I'll address 1 or 2 doubts. So you need to, because it is starting with GS2, I think better to give these 3 tests and move forward. But don't spend like an entire week preparing for one test. So I think 6 to 7 days you complete all the syllabus, sit for 3 to 4 days straight, and complete the 3 tests, and then immediately start with the upcoming test. So I think I've addressed the first query. You cannot complete the IPM test syllabus. So as I said, most important topics you should comprehensively and in depth you need to cover. Yeah, how to combine an optional preparation, okay, so as to match the timetable. That's a good question. So combining IPM with optional preparation. Yeah, sorry, I excluded the optional part, and also I excluded the CSAT part. So CSAT, if you have failed in CSAT paper in the recent prelims examination or in the previous prelims examination, ensure that every day at least 5 questions are solved, CSAT questions. And also as IPM, as part of the IPM, we have CSAT test also. Keep giving the CSAT test well, well in advance. So don't delay it for February, March. So again, that is some kind of cognitive bias, I think. So anything that is difficult, you keep delaying it, you keep avoiding it. So don't do that. Again, cat level questions, I think that is a must now. And as giving equal importance to both comprehension and the maths part is very important. Daily practice, that is important. Now coming to optional, uh, again 3 levels. One, assuming you have completed coaching for optional, the immediate thing that must be done is to revise entire syllabus, the notes which you have made, and then update them. The second step is to answer at least 10 years PYQs first. So don't join the test series of optional immediately. First, by yourself, after understanding concepts, revising the syllabus, try to answer 10 years PYQs. And then as a third step, maybe in the month of September, October, or October, November, you join a test series or take the test series papers and answer them. Right. So for this, I think giving, allotting, I think 2 hours every day is optimum. Or other way around, what you can do, like weekends also you can give, provided you have more time. But I think every day 2 hours for revision. I think if you have already completed coaching, it might take 1.5 months to revise entire subject, both paper 1 and paper 2. And then to answer 10-year PYQ, let us say every day you're going to write 2 answers or 3 answers. So that means like on an average 200 questions, but again, there will be lots of overlapping questions. So it might take another 40, 50 days for you to complete 10 years POQs. So which means July, August, October. So then I think in the month of November, December, you can write the test series. So that should be the way forward for the optional subject. Sir, if you have not read exactly the recommended reading for the IPM, should we still give it or finish the books? Yeah, if you have not complete, even though you haven't completed, um, see, it's a IPM is meant for students who have already completed coaching, who already have notes ready, right? So we keep telling about this in all the things. Uh, you should actually ideally study the recommended books selectively, not end to end. As I said, first list out all the important topics. So those topics you study well. Again, after finishing coaching, after understanding basic concepts, you will be in a position to select important topics and prepare. You don't need to go from A to uh, Z, like in that order, to understand certain concept. So that is the idea here. So I think you must read recommended books selectively and then give the test. So how to prepare prelims in this uncertainty? So as I said, it is the deepening of the knowledge, conceptual clarity, strong basics, plus certainty of the knowledge. This is the key phrase I would like to use. So this comes only with integrated preparation. I have seen, like we have something called core batch also. So many of the core batch students easily clear prelims because they write lots of answers. So when you write a variety of answers on art and culture, right, variety of answers on modern history, variety of answers, like related to economy, the knowledge gets deepened and also it stays with you for long duration, right? So if it is done in an integrated way, it's a very good thing that you will actually do it for 3 to 4 months. You will notice a huge difference in your preparation. So how to make notes? See, we had a course called intensive bridge course for every topic, for every entire GS paper. Our faculties gave thoroughly updated notes. It costs around 3,000 per paper, right? So they give notes. If at all you absolutely lack notes, better to go with this course or any other course of your choice, right? And then get the notes, because making notes by yourself is lots of time consuming now. You should have base material, base notes, and then as part of the timetable, you should go on updating the notes. But as part of the timetable, making the notes from the scratch is not advisable. So yeah, so if sir, in case we follow the schedule, sir, will it be sufficient to clear plea on time next year without any other time? No, you absolutely don't require any other timetable. Be thorough with the IPM timetable. Be very faithful. Stick to the timetable. So you are definitely going to crack prelims. So, but sticking to the timetable, not merely preparing according to the timetable, but also giving tests. See, 1 or 2 days here and there, it is fine, right? But go on giving all the tests. And another part is that after giving the test, you need to analyze them. Like after giving mains test, spend 4 to 5 hours, analyzing the questions, why those questions were asked. What are the parts of the question that you missed before the evaluation? You do your own analysis. That's very important. It's again, it prepares your mind to deal with questions in a better way when the next test comes. So this post analysis of the test, both prelims and mains, is very important. When it comes to prelims, go deeper for every option that we have asked, every new question that came unexpected way, we have asked. So I think you need to remember it, the mistakes you made. So think, analyze why you made that mistake. So this analysis is very important. So before starting with the next test preparation, this analysis must be over, must be done. So only after analysis you start preparing for the next test. So without analysis, if you are going to do, so it is all superficial preparation. It is like fleeting in nature. Like you have prepared something, you are not gaining anything out of it. So after you get evaluated copy, there is another round of analysis. Sir, I explain a lot in my answer and I'm unable to shorten the. So see that again, as I told, it comes to daily practice, right? Definitely look into toppers copies. See how, not to collect examples from there, but to understand the various types of presentations and structuring. And many toppers have mastered the art of telling things in a concise manner, right? So telling lots of things in very few words. So I think daily practice, looking at certain toppers copy is important. Content should be your own, your original content of your own, not the borrowed content. It is just to understand, uh, you know, how they have made effective presentation. You should refer to toppers copies. Again, thinking and writing, I lose the time, sir. One is left out at least. One leaving one, I think it's perfectly fine. Thinking, as I said, it's a every day. So if your concepts are perfect, again you reduce thinking time. And then if you practice on a daily basis, brainstorming about the question, so time spent during brainstorming is reduced. Time thinking about structuring is reduced. Time thinking, writing good introduction is reduced. So it's all about daily practice. So yeah, one has given a personal issue like, is it possible to have a dedicated mentorship program in IPM? It is already there. See, on a weekly basis, you can definitely call us. And also, I will ask our coordinator to give my number also for you. So this question is here. You can definitely call me anytime, any issue is there. And there is a dedicated mentor. So I will ask them to be, I mean, because we have only 2 attempts left because of the age overaging. So definitely we can do special consideration. So don't worry about that. So I'll facilitate that. Okay. So wish you all the best and be regular with all the IPM tests. Thank you so much.